Hello and welcome to the Memory Caps podcast, where we interview members of the Pokemon trading card game community. My name is Rafal Gladys. Each week, we'll be speaking with our guests about their background with Pokemon TCG, how they got involved with the game, and give them an opportunity to share their love of the game. Today's guest is Mateusz Laszkiewicz. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. Mateusz is a player from Poland who recently won the Stuttgart Regional with Palkia Vikavolt. He has also had a lot of top finishes in the past year, getting ninth place at Bremen and top 4 at the special event at Turin. How are you doing today?
Good. Doing pretty good.
Nice. Is there anything else you would like our listeners to know about you that maybe I haven't mentioned?
Uh, I also got like Dayton Lil, but it's yeah, fine.
Yeah, and top 64 Lil, of course.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So I'm just gonna start by asking the question that I usually ask at the beginning of when we do interviews, which is, what is your favorite card of all time?
So my favorite card, obviously, is Vikavolt. Not only because I won a regional with it, but in the pandemic there was a lot of expanded tournaments online, and I played a lot of it with Picaron with Vikavolt.
Mm.
So and even after that, I tried in different formats to build the deck, uh, just focus around the Vikavolt. So I just love this item lock thing.
I know that there was a Polish player who won another regional with Lugia with Vikavolt. Was that your idea, or do all the Polish players like Vikavolt?
Uh, it was his idea, but he also like played a lot of the online expanded tournaments, but he played the Tina Chomp with the Vikavolt, so that's how he got it there. He a little bit consulted it with me, but it's mostly his idea. So
Okay. I remember seeing that, and I thought, all the Polish players keep playing Vikavolt. What's going on here?
yeah.
So, how did you first get involved with the game? Most of your like big finishes are in the past year or two. Did you start playing during the pandemic or before that?
I started to play like it was, I think, Crimson Invasion. I don't remember the year.
Okay.
Uh, Me and friends just bought team decks. We were upgrading them and play with each other. And like after 4 months, we noticed that there is a shop where we can play. And after that, it just went.
Yeah, just kind of went on from there. What was like the what's like the competitive like Pokemon scene like in Poland? I mean, I grew up in America, so like Pokemon was always super big here, super big in Japan. What was growing up with Pokemon like in Poland, and what does the TCG look like there?
It's not super popular, but there are like big shops that sells booster packs there. So that's also how I went through that. Yeah, and it's not like super popular, but yeah, we can sometimes see them somewhere.
Of course. So you said you started by just kind of getting some theme decks. Did you play any card games before that, or were you a big Pokemon video game fan, or how did you decide to get into the Pokemon TCG?
So I played Pokemon Go
Hmm.
a little bit, and one of my friends from school who also played with me just showed me it, and I was a little bit curious, so I just let it give it a try, and I think it really paid off.
Yeah. Literally, right? Very some money there, right?
Yep.
Um, did you then play a lot? Because you said you were doing a lot of expanded. during the pandemic, were you big on playing online then? Because I know some players, like I didn't really play much during COVID, like in 2020, until I could play in person again. Were you just playing a ton online when everything was locked up?
Yeah, I had a lot of free time, so me and my Polish friends all played it. I did a couple good finish. Like I got top four in the LS major uh, limitless tournament with the Pikaram. So, and also one of my friends, Alex Surtovich, was uh, uh, had the most points in the limitless ranking system. So
Oh
we
wow.
both always played like same 60, and usually it was pick around. So yeah, but also there was like standard tournaments and the rest like Hexter tournaments. It's all also went fun. So yeah.
So that was kind of your main way of playing then. Is there, because you've mentioned like Pikaram a couple times now, what about that deck was so fun for you? Why did that deck stand out for you?
I think it's mostly because it was so powerful, but also it was cool that we both, me and my friend, invented the second Vikavolt in it
Mm.
because most list played only one. We were not sure why because it's good in all of the matchups. It was good because expanded is now pretty dead, but uh, yeah. And also like the powerful turn one attack, this huge swings, it's just fun.
Yeah, definitely. So then, talking a little bit about then the finish at Stuttgart, how did you come up with like the Palkia Vikavolt deck? It doesn't have a ton of finishes. I know like Vikavolt Aerodactyl was also a deck that people came up with. How did you come up with the idea to take Vikavolt, take Palkia, and put them together in a deck?
So after the pandemic, there was no like expanded tournament. I was a little bit missing the Vikavolt, so I wanted to give it a try. I saw uh, in the Australia there was like new turbo Palkia and this new turbo engine, so I just give it a try. Changed some things, added the Vikavolt and the Speed Lightnings, and tested it like a lot. uh, when the Lost Origin came out, I thought that it's just time. Like the item lock is so strong against the Sconfies. Uh, and yeah, I picked it in the Warsaw regionals. Me and my three friends. Uh, One of them made the top 8. I was a little bit upset because I hit 3 Regis in the Swiss,
Oh yeah, that's
which
not very good.
was close to an out loss, even though we teched it against it. And I didn't make the day 2. But after that, no one actually still respected, even though it made the top 8. So I thought that I'll once again give it a try and just change 2 things for the Lugia matchup, and yeah.
Yeah, because the Warsaw was during Lost Origin, and then Lugia had come out, and
Uh,
Lugia was just beating everything. Um,
yeah,
yeah, Vikavolt, because like we saw with the Aerodactyl, like Vikavolt is just there were points where it was just such a strong option against these decks that needed to set up with items, and Lugia's weak to lightning, so it was just kind of like the perfect thing for that, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Outside of that deck, how has playing in this season been going for you? You had that very big finish. You also made top four with Lost Box at Turin. How has this season been going for you?
Like the beginning was really good. I made the day 2 and the Lille originals, so I was happy about that. Day 2 didn't go well, but uh, at least I made it to this. Then there was the Warsaw Regionals that I hit these three regis, but still got the points because I knew I will be going to Japan even if I don't make the travel award or anything. But after that, I won that Stuttgart Regional, got that 200 points, and start to try chase the top 22. So back after that, I picked once again the Vikavolt Palkia. I feel that this deck was so powerful. I don't know why people didn't play it that much. But yeah, and after it's rotated, I needed to pick something new, so it was problematic. But uh, I like drawing a lot of cards, playing aggressive, so I thought that I will give a try a Mew. It was okay because I made uh, 2 times points with it, but it wasn't as satisfying as I wanted to. So I, in the last tournament that I could have got points, I decided to play the best deck and just pop off with the top 4 finish. So that was pretty amazing.
Nice. Is that kind of your strategy moving forward? Like, are you still looking for like creative ways to build decks right now, or do you think that you with your skill level you're just gonna kind of play the best deck and play it as best as you can?
Uh, I actually hate to play the best decks because they are usually the most targetable.
Mm-hmm.
But if I feel like there is no other way that I could get the finish that I want, then I'm just picking it. But I would love to try to build something new and creative. Currently, I'm working a little bit on something, but we will see if it will be able to compete against other decks.
Of course. Yeah, no, you don't have to tell me. You can, you can keep it to yourself. Will you be going to NAIC or are you saving it more for like Worlds?
I'm not going to NIC because it's so expensive.
Mm.
Uh, but yeah, I'm going towards. Hopefully with the travel award. Like currently I'm 700 points, so hopefully that's enough. Uh, yeah, and I will be watching NIC. I will be preparing for the awards, testing as much as I can. But we got like 2 months for the awards, I think. So a lot of time still.
Yeah. Are we getting a new set for Worlds? Actually, I'm actually not totally sure.
No, I think it will be the same format as NIC.
Okay, I'm pretty
So
sure you're right. I just want
yeah.
I kind of forgot myself. Um, so like I guess I'm thinking, you're saying that you're at 700 points, which is by the way a lot. Congratulations on the 700
Thanks.
points, right? And like at what point did you look at where you were this season and kind of think, I'm going to start taking this really seriously. I want to get that travel award. I want to maybe get that day two invite. I want to be one of the best players in Europe. Was it like right after the pandemic you were like that you were thinking like this is my goal, or did you realize that as the season went on?
Uh, Definitely not at the beginning. When I won that Stuttgart regional, I was close. I think I was 330 points. I wasn't sure if it's like much, but after the every next regionals, I got like 40 points, and I saw that I'm still like in top of the ranking. So like after the I think Bochum regional or something like that, I thought that I should give a try for it, and I'll just fight it for it.
Yeah, and you're there, so you
Yeah.
hopefully you have a good end to the season then. Um, are there any decks like you said like you're working on something, you don't have to tell me that,
Yeah.
but just looking at the meta going now into NAIC, I think this episode might release around the time of NAIC in the next couple of weeks. So, just kind of looking into Paldea Evolved, what decks have been kind of standing out to you?
Uh, of course, Gardevoir seems really powerful, but I think that Gardevoir can be like easily countered
Mm.
if you prepare your deck really good. Like I love the Arceus Ambiron idea because you can do 2 AD on the Gardevoir, place the damage counters with the Alakazam, and they can't do anything. They can't retreat. The only thing they can do is like use the Shining Arcana, hit the energy, and then they can't retreat. But besides that, it's like really heavy counter.
Mm.
Uh, so I like the Arceus box idea because it's also not super obvious what you are gonna put it in there, and you can prepare easily for the meta. And I think the meta is just we all can see that Gardevoir will be very popular.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not sure about Chinpao. It feels really inconsistent,
Yeah,
but
I would agree.
if it sets up, got the Greninja clone combo. It's really game changing, and the one hit KOs on the Arceus are already Lugias. So if someone builds it really good, then I think it will be a good deck. But if not, then
Yeah,
then
there's
not.
there's so much potential, but like that turn one, turn two is just
Yeah,
very scary sometimes with that deck.
yeah, yeah.
And like you said, you got top four at Turin with Lost Box. How's Lost Box been looking? Everyone said that Iono is gonna kill Lost Box. But I've played some Lost Box and things like Artisan, Super Rod. Lost Box is still doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Iona. Read the Grant Manley's article about the Lost Box, where he mentioned that Kyogre and just early pressure will be enough to counter the Iona,
Mm.
and I would agree. But I'm not. I when I picked the uh, Lost Box in Turin, my thought process was like just play the one tournament and go away because this deck feels really fun to play, but when it breaks or where it is countered by something, it's like awful. And the Lugia matchup is so annoying. You just need to hope that they won't Tyranitar your resources.
Oh yeah.
uh, yeah. So no, like I don't. I feel like Lost Box will be really good, but probably I will look something else to play something else.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, there's only a few people who have been able to kind of stick with it all season just because it's such a difficult
Yeah.
deck, and like you said with the Tyranitar, like because you have to play it so turbo now if you're going Kyogre, so you could Pokestop your Colress.
Yeah.
There's just so much that could go wrong if you're not playing perfectly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that something you kind of think about when you're building your decks or testing like kind of the consistency of a deck, the kind of not how easy it is to play because it's not like Guardy is easy, but I feel like it's not as difficult to get Guardy just kind of set up and doing its job compared to like Lost Box, right? Is that a thing you think about when you're testing?
Uh, yeah. Always making sure that my deck is consistent, because if it's not, then I hate the moment when I break. It feels really awful, especially when you are playing in the major tournament and just drawing 7 cards and hoping that you won't break.
Hmm.
Uh, so the first thing, yeah, maximize the consistency if you can, and then look at the matchups. And also the a very important thing for me is to have a fun deck to play, because it's much easier to practice with it, and also during the major tournament to keep your mental.
Yes. Yeah. We all know someone who like plays a deck and even if they're winning, they're just like, I hate this. I don't like playing
Yeah.
this, right? Do you have any other like advice or suggestions for players who are looking to improve? You know, like you played so much online, then you came out of the pandemic just ready to win all these tournaments, right? Do you have any other suggestions for players who are looking to improve as players? What helped you so much?
uh, Definitely playing a lot of not just the games but the tournaments, because in the tournament you're trying to win so hard, always. Like if you go into the ladder and you just have the bad hand, then many times you will just scoop and not play.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're playing in the tournament, you're playing till the end, and trying as hard as possible. So playing a lot of the major tournaments, and also the locals, uh, like every tournament that you can.
Mm-hmm.
And also keep your mental, because if you just lost one game and then you feel really bad with this, then it's just going to run down.
Mm.
Yeah, I had it in Bochum. I lost against Brennan Kammerman on the stream. Then the next two games didn't went well. Also in the UIC, it was quite similar, and also in the uh, yeah, a little bit in the Malmo, but I feel like I was playing a little bit bad, but
Mm.
yeah.
So part of it is just like practicing, trying not to get like tilted and frustrated, which all of us
Yeah,
do sometimes,
exactly.
right? There's no way
Yeah,
to stop it sometimes.
yeah, but if you're doing it less, then it's really helping you.
Definitely, definitely something to practice on. When it comes to like testing and preparing for tournaments, are you like, let me think of how to like phrase this. I know that like for example like the Australian community, like their players, they have like a small group of very very good players that all test together. They all end up on the same list. They're all constantly talking. Um Poland also has a lot of very talented players who are often having a lot of success. Is there that kind of communication between you, or do you have different testing groups within the Polish region?
Uh, Almost in the each event when I go. Before that, I'm making sure that my deck is at least okay, and I'm talking with my friend Alex Surtovich.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he also does the same thing with me. Uh, but besides that, we have our like testing group that we created before the AOIC. So it's pretty recent. Yeah, but if we are not sure about something or we wanna consult with someone, we always can just write there, because we got like 15 people there, and each of them is at least competitive. So we got it. Like
Yeah, there's always someone to talk to with a question, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Outside of like Stuttgart that you won, so I'm assuming that was a pretty good time. Is there any other event that you've gone to that kind of stands out to you as like a favorite event or a favorite deck you've played? You know, outside of the one that we already talked about.
There was one. There actually two. One in the Bremen regionals. I played the Recipo Italian. Like this deck was so sick, uh, but also really hard to play, and that was a good thing because, because of that, there wasn't a lot of mirrors. and I played it. I had prepared the Moltres Intellion deck for this event, and I thought I would playing it. But the week before the Bremen, Stefan Ivanov won with it, so I needed to change it. So it was like 1 week before Bremen, but yeah, I got ninth place, tied my win and in to top 8, but I was still really happy because it was my first major event in the Master Division, and I got ninth, so I felt really good with it.
Mm.
And also there was the World Championship in the last year, where I forgot to submit my deck list on time
Oh.
because it was usually it is in the morning, but it was in the evening before the tournament. So I was really stressing throughout the entire day and the night. And when I got there and asked the judge, "Can I play and post my list?" They agree. They said I'm receiving the round one game loss, but I was so happy that I could play. And I went like besides that one loss on the game one in the round one, I went 6-0-1 into, so I got into day two. So it was even feeling more like I didn't know what to say back
Wow.
then. Yeah.
That's very good. Yeah, what were you playing that Worlds?
Palkia Intellion. I remember then when I was testing, I wanted to play Archintel, but when I tested it again, my friend, once again Alex Rutovich,
Hmm.
who is helping me always to pick the right deck, said to me that this deck is just unplayable. I played against him. He was playing Palkia, and I was playing the Archintel. He went like 5-0 against me. So he convinced me to play it, and yeah, I got it to day two. Day
Hmm.
two didn't go well, but still I managed to go through day one, so I was happy about that.
Yeah, I mean making day two at Worlds, as you know, I have not had a Worlds invite, so for me making day one at Worlds would be great, right? But no, I think making day two at Worlds is definitely like a very big accomplishment that you should be definitely be proud of. And I do remember like last year before Worlds, everyone was saying, you know, if you want to get through day one, just play Arc Intel, just play Arc Intel. Everyone's playing Arc Intel, and Arc Intel did not do very good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The Palka was the BDIF, and I felt if someone knows how to play the matchup, it's almost 100-0. Like it was such a free matchup. He needed to like got everything with using like one Sobble that could also be targetable, and yeah, it was really hard for Archinto.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not a great matchup. And that and that meta was also like it's almost everything was like Palkia or Arc Intel, and then a little bit of Mew, a little bit of some other stuff. Um, how have you been liking kind of the direction the meta has been heading? Because when you were playing a lot during the pandemic, a lot of people say that that was like the worst format ever. You
Yeah,
had
there was.
Pikarom with hammers, Eternatus with hammers. Like, how have you been from kind of making a name for yourself during like these terrible formats? How have you been liking the direction the game is going?
So just to mention, I played a lot of expanded, not a lot of standard, like a little bit because of that hammers and its really awful meta game. But right now, going forward, I think it's getting better and better, especially with the Iono and the Reversal Energy in the new set. I think it gives a lot of creativity. Uh, and yeah, we will see. I think there will be much more new decks at NAIC than before, like AOIC and other internationals.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what people bring. I'm a little scared, because like we said, there's some decks that kind of feel like the like obviously good, like oh I'm sure Guardy's good, I'm sure Lost Box is good, but just I think just cards like Reversal Energy and Iono is just gonna so a lot of people are gonna come up with some very cool stuff. I'm very excited to see
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Do you as we maybe begin to start wrapping up, do you have any like goals that you are setting yourself for next season? I know we haven't come to the World Championship yet, but after such a successful season, what's kind of your uh like you looking forward, what have been your goals looking like?
I will be taking a little bit of a break. I will still try to get the Worlds invite. Definitely not the top 22 chase, but because of the school.
Mm-hmm.
But I will still play locals. I will try to get like 2 or 3 regionals. Yeah, and we'll see. But mostly I'll focus on school because it's uh, a really important year.
Of course. And I mean, maybe you'll win a regional and it'll all be okay, right? Maybe who knows, right? We Do you have any other people you want to shout out or highlight before we start finishing up?
uh, just to all of the Polish players. Uh, yeah.
Perfect. And finally, if anyone wants to reach out to you, see you at any events, you said you'll be going to Worlds. You go to like your locals and stuff. Where can people find you if they are looking to reach out to you, ask you any questions, learn about Palkia Vikavolt? How can people get in touch with you?
On Twitter, jzik46. You can write to me. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, Mateusz, thank you so much for speaking with me. I really appreciated it. This was a great conversation.
Thank you for the invites.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you to Mateusz for being so generous with his time. I hope you enjoyed our conversation. If you're interested in hearing more conversations like this one, please consider giving the podcast a follow, review, or rating wherever you're listening. If you want to follow us on social media, you can follow the podcast on Twitter at memcappodcast, or if you want to see me post about my own TCG experiences, you can follow me on Twitter at RZGladys. I hope you have a great day, and thank you for listening.